Hey, everybody.
Hi.
We interrupt each other. I'm sorry, Carly.
You're good.
Welcome, everyone, to this class. I'm so excited to see you all here. So I think most of you know I'm Beth Ann from Brilliant Business Moms. Oh, and hold on one second because I've got to pause it on my screen. Sorry, you guys. That's playing for me, too. So I'm super excited to have Carly and Victoria here teaching this class all about how to make an income from home without selling a thing. So just to give you a little background, Victoria and Carly are both virtual assistants, and they both work for me as well as for some other clients. And these ladies are amazing. They keep my business running day in and day out. Victoria is my social media queen. She's awesome. You see her face and her voice for Brilliant Business Moms all the time. And then Carly is my customer service queen. So she's in my inbox all the time, helping out, answering questions in my Facebook groups. Both of these ladies, and they do, honestly, that's simplifying it. They do so much more than that. They're awesome. They're brilliant, and you're going to love their class. And yeah, I'm so excited for you guys to all be here. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Victoria and Carly because they've got some awesome content to share with you guys.
Thank you so much for having us. We are just so excited. We love working for Brilliant Business Moms, and we're just delighted to be here. Thank you for telling your list about us.
Definitely. Thanks, Beth Ann. We love you.
And are you looking at the chat, Carly? I cannot believe all the people we have here. We have people from Okinawa, Japan, Aloha from Hawaii. We have people from North Carolina, my home state, whoop, whoop. Texas. We have Wyoming, which is where you live, Carly. Look at this. Welcome, everyone.
And Southern California, I see lots of Southern California, which is where I'm from.
Yes.
I've only been in Wyoming 3 years, so that's kind of hometown.
That's true. That's so exciting. Got all of our stomping grounds represented. This is going to be so fun. Tell us, too, you guys are super lively. We're going to definitely be in the chat, and during the webinar or the class, we're going to be asking you to respond to things so we can practice now. Tell us what you're drinking. If you got anything, hot beverage or a cold beverage, tell us what you're drinking. What do you like to kick back with? What do you have, Carly?
I actually just went for water tonight. It is so hot here, and we don't have air conditioning. So
that's right. I forgot air conditioning issues. That's no fun at all. I have a nice half-calf cup of coffee. So
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Ooh, Earl Grey tea. Ooh, I love these.
Water with pineapple. I've never thought of that before, but that sounds delicious, Debbie. I'm doing that ASAP. Water and pineapple. That sounds good. Cranberry juice and lemon water. Wow, these are such good ideas. Like, I need to call you guys up for my drink recommendations next time.
You need to up your game, Victoria.
I do, apparently. I know. Got these A-gamers in here. Man.
Right.
Okay, good tips. So fun. Well,
all right.
Glad yes, you all are properly refreshed. We're ready to get started. We're going to have a great time tonight.
All right, so give me just 1 second, ladies, and you're going to see some slides up on the screen, and you're going to get to see kind of what we know and what we do, and we're so excited to share it with you tonight.
Yeah, we are super excited. And what you're about to see is a slide I'm going to be proud I made that I had to learn a lot about how to make, and I'm super excited. There it is.
There we go. Sorry, guys. My computer was being a little bit slow.
You're totally fine, Carly. I want you all to notice the nice drop shadow on this. I learned how to do it just for this webinar, you guys, so you're welcome.
I might have given her a hard time tonight when it wasn't perfect, huh, Victoria?
That could be true. Okay. I think our live people are catching up now.
I think so. All right.
So, yep, thank you for coming to our webinar. We are Carly and Victoria. We run Moms Work Hard, and we're going to give you kind of one of our signature classes. We're going to teach you how to earn an income from home. And you are probably here tonight we're imagining one of two people. Either you're a mom who's wondering how you can boost your family's income, but maybe you're not totally sure about taking on a new business. We know there's a lot of ladies who are thinking, or they have something they enjoy doing, but they're not sure what to do with it. We think you might be here. Or someone who's already a business owner, but your profits just aren't quite where you want them to be, and you might need some additional income in your business. So if you're one of those two people, you can let us know in the comments. We'll keep going, but kind of think about where you would fall in those camps and watch the webinar through that lens. So to get started, yeah, thanks, Carly. To get started, I will tell you a little bit about myself and start with my story. So in late 2015, we became a family of 4. We welcomed our little daughter, Nora. So now we have 2 girls. And up until that point, I had just been working casually, but without any real direction. When my first daughter was born, I left kind of a full-time corporate job to be home with her. And we were kind of puttering along okay with finances, but that addition of a new family member really threw us for a shock. Around the same time, my husband also changed jobs, which resulted in a better job opportunity, but a pay cut for him. So not only do we have more people to support, we were doing it on less money. And you can imagine that was super stressful. We didn't really realize what was going on at the time. But once we did, we realized that we just needed more income. We didn't necessarily have a spending problem. We just had an income problem. But we didn't want to change life and me go take a full-time job, especially now with 2 kids. You know, daycare for 2 kids is like crazy expensive. We had to figure out a solution. And it was at that time that I had realized all the little puttering I had been doing online. If I took that seriously, I could really change our family's future. And so once we started this work at home journey, we just got so excited for the potential. We really felt like we could see the light at the end of the tunnel. And now we have financial stability and we're pursuing our dreams and our callings, and life is just so much less stressful than it was, you know, even a year or 2 ago. So
yeah,
that's kind of where
true.
I'm coming at.
Yeah, and I've gotten to see that in your life, Victoria, and just the stability that this has offered for your adorable little family that you know I love so much.
It means so much.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you my story too. Sorry, guys. And but right before I do, I wanted to tell you that we have one more virtual assistant in here in the chat. If you see the name Ellen Russell pop up, she's my sister-in-law, but she also works with us on the Brilliant Business Moms team, and she can answer some questions, and she'll be in the chat tonight too. So just wanted to let you guys know. So for my family, my kids, you can see, are older than Victoria's kids. And last summer, I realized that in the afternoons, I had free time. I know that's crazy. And if you have little kids, you're like, is that even ever going to happen? But it really does. And, you know, my kids, since they're older, often they'll just leave in the afternoons. They'll go hang out with friends. They all go to youth group. They all play instruments that they love to just kind of get together and jam with. And they just didn't need me as much. And we homeschool. I've homeschooled them all the way through. And the thing is that at this age, they're pretty independent. I do a lot of teaching in the morning, but then in the afternoon, they've got their independent assignments and they like to work on their own. So I just had kind of some free time. Now, I'd been grading essays for a private high school. They just mailed them to me and I graded them and sent them back. But that was incredibly part-time, even during the school year. And over the summer, there was no work. And my family really needed the extra income. One of the things with older kids is that we're looking at a new driver coming up. My oldest daughter is going to be 16 this fall. We've got college ahead of us. You know, we've got some pretty major milestones that, you know, that extra income would make a big difference. So I went out in our town last summer, in our little town in Wyoming, and I applied for some jobs. But honestly, none of them fit our family. We are homeschoolers. We love to take spontaneous trips. My kids play soccer and I coach their teams. It just wasn't going to work. And so I kind of, you know, stopped for a minute and thought about it and realized, all right, I need 3 major things. I need flexible hours. I need to be able to keep homeschooling. And then I need to not disrupt this pattern and this rhythm that we had really developed over 16 years of me being home with my kids. And so I needed to find a situation that worked for me. And you know, maybe you have little kids like Victoria, or maybe you have older kids like I do, and you can kind of see that we both had the same need, even though we were in 2 different situations.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't even imagine like those upcoming expenses, like you mentioned. It would be so crazy to know that your family had worked a certain way this whole time with like one income and you've had your budget set, but then all of a sudden there's a bunch of new bills coming down the road, and it would be crazy to upset your whole dynamic.
Absolutely. And my kids would not have gone for that at all. So,
No.
So these were kind of our working conditions to create our perfect job scenario. But as you can imagine, that is not going to fit any kind of 9-to-5 schedule or an 80-hour hustle week. We just didn't have it in our margins.
Yeah. And if our life did suddenly get disrupted, I think this is literally how upset our kids would be. I hope you're laughing as hard as my husband and I did at this picture. This is a true picture of my daughter. And it really does show, I think, what would just happen to our family. Carly and I just knew we had to find a way to work around our family life or our family would really suffer. But there was a few other things about our work life that we had to consider. Neither of us were really interested in investing in lots of training or purchasing a starter kit to have to work. We're not against that kind of MLM style job. We just knew we didn't have the margin or the interest to pursue that lifestyle. We also weren't really down with doing product parties. Our families are really busy. We're both in ministry and we kind of have crazy schedules. And we could not commit to kind of weekly parties and being gone every night. And then also, we were both in a place where we needed some predictable income. We didn't want to just kind of leave that to fate or chance. We didn't want to kind of throw out products and hope they sold. We needed to know if we put in X hours, we would get back X dollars for our work. But I know all of you here are brilliant business moms, and you might be thinking, hang on a second, crazy lady from Kentucky, we're business moms. Why not just start a business if I need extra money? Well, that is a great idea, but I want you to consider a few things. First of all, starting a business is really worthwhile. But you have to have a deeper purpose than money to keep you going for years and years to come. And also, it can literally take years for a business to become profitable. In fact, most businesses aren't profitable in their first year of business. And so starting a business is a great idea, but you can't necessarily expect it to just automatically be bringing in a paycheck steadily to your family. And both Carly and I knew we needed that stability of a regular paycheck. And that's why VA work was really appealing to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm guessing that several of you here can agree and understand and see where we're coming from on that because, you have a business or you want to start a business, but it's hard. It's a lot of work. So, and we love our business owners, love you guys, but it's hard and we've seen it be hard. So
absolutely.
Both of us, sorry guys, both of us realized that the solution to our problem was virtual assistant work. Now, I hadn't even heard of that. I didn't even know what that was. And so actually, it was my sister-in-law, Ellen, who told me about it. So, when none of the jobs I applied for were going to work for my family and for Victoria, when she was absolutely determined to be home with those beautiful girls, but her family just had to have that reliable income, we both discovered virtual assistant work, and it really has been the perfect solution for our families. So, of course, though, one of the questions we get asked all of the time, probably every single day, is what is a virtual assistant and what do you do? So that's a great question, and we answer it all the time. So we've kind of given this real broad definition to give you an idea, and we're going to kind of cinch down on that as we go. But in general, a virtual assistant is an independent worker who completes tasks for business owners from home, and that's usually online. Not every single job has to be done online with a computer, but most of them are.
Yeah. And contrary to popular belief, working at home does not mean that you're in your pajamas, like eating bonbons all day. Like we're going to show you, we do real work for real people. I saw some questions in the chat. I had never heard of this. Yeah, it is kind of a strange new thing, but we're really excited to demystify it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are definitely tonight going to show you some very specifics and give you a really good idea of what we do and how that works. And so here's the most important part, though, that we really want you guys to know is that this virtual assistant work has been totally compatible with all these kind of unique working conditions that a mom is going to have. We don't work crazy hours. we do work on our own schedule, and we can kind of pick up extra work, slow down our work, change it depending on what's going on. So Victoria, for instance, she has little ones. So she hires a sitter just a couple days a week so she can get some like dedicated hours in. And then she finds the rest of her work hours in the margins of her day, maybe nap time or after the girls are in bed. Like I said, I teach my kids in the morning, but then I work on the afternoons, and some evenings and some weekends, but not all the time. And the other great part about it is that our husbands and our kids totally support this because they've seen that this isn't a big detriment to our family. In fact, we've discovered our families are thriving because we're home. And so, for example, I have always coached my kids in soccer, and I was willing to be done, but my kids were like, no way, Mom, we really want you to coach. And so I think they've had a couple bad coaches and they're like, yeah, we're not having it, right? So the thing with VA work is that during soccer season and those evenings, I just tell my clients, hey, I'm not going to be around. I'm not working during those evenings or Saturday mornings when we have games. Victoria's
flexibility is so beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. And Victoria's found it too. Her family found it too. They have so much flexibility with the little ones at home. Anything can come up, a doctor's appointment, right? A kid that doesn't want to take a nap, right, Victoria? So she's found that flexibility also. And the difference that this has made in our family really has been pretty incredible.
And we're really excited to show you what kind of difference we're talking about. So of course, there's lots of nice, warm, feely good reasons, but we do mean that it makes a literal financial difference in our family. We actively contribute to finances, but not to the detriment of people that we love the most. So to show you what kind of difference it makes, I would like you to imagine that you might work 1 hour each weekday as a virtual assistant. And our average starting rate for a VA is about $20 an hour. It could start lower, could start higher, depending on who you're working for, where you live, all that good stuff. But let's just say you're not even working weekends or nights, just 1 hour a day. That would amount to an extra $100 a week, about an extra $400 a month, and about an extra $5,000 a year, just over $5,000 a year. So that's a crazy amount of money. I would love you guys to write in the comments what you could do with an extra $5,000 a year. Especially knowing many of you are business owners, think about what difference your business could make or what different things you could do with $5,000 extra in your budget. And write those responses in the comments. We'll read them aloud. Carly, what would you do with an extra $5,000 a year?
Well, funny timing because I'm leaving Wednesday on a trip, and yesterday my dryer decided to go out. And so when you're trying to take 5 people, right, on a trip and your dryer dies and you haven't done laundry because you want to do it the last 2 days, kind of a problem. But it gets worse because we actually have to retrofit our laundry room because it's so old that it won't fit any modern new dryers.
Oh, no.
I think today I would tell you that with $5,000 extra, I would have a whole new laundry room with a new washer and dryer.
You mean you can't live in your pajamas? Like,
no, we do have to do laundry.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's so sad.
I know. How about you, Victoria?
Well, we are working a really aggressive debt payoff plan, and I would probably just put an extra payment on our student loan. So get it that much closer to being paid off. And we are getting some amazing comments. People are saying family vacation. Is that Debbie? I lost the name. Tracy says she would pay her daughter's Catholic school tuition. Awesome. Yeah, there's so many opportunities we'd love for our kids that take a lot of money. That would be a great way. Just an hour a day. You could pay for a tuition for an hour a day. Do you want to read some of these, Carly?
Yeah, I love, I get my emergency fund funded and use the rest to get my business going. That was Jamie. Jamie, I wonder if you're a Dave Ramsey fan like we are.
Got some intense gazelles in here right now.
That's right. Yeah, we've got a lot of payoff debt, Victoria. You're in good company here. Yeah.
Welcome, friends.
Debbie said take care of her mother. I love that. Oh.
Yeah, reinvest in my business so it could add to the family income. Absolutely. And we have some of those ideas here. You could just put in cash your business so you could get that project started. You could pay for advertising. You could even start a business. Maybe you have a business you want to start that has a really steep, startup capital. You could easy there in a year. And of course, this is just bare minimum. You could work more than that. And let's look at how that would look. if you worked even a little more than just an hour a day. So let's pretend you're working 2 hours a day, just doubling what we just talked about. That would be 200 a week, 800 a month, and 10,000 a year. Are you going crazy right now? Because I am. Like, that is just, that's crazy. And again, we're not talking about being like some, you know, never see your family, everyone eats ramen noodles, someone who's not involved in their life. This is really reasonable goals making a huge impact. And, you know, we could talk later about working VA work into your schedule, but it really is so easy to do. And again, we're talking about major differences with a really small change.
Yeah, and I love that we've got some business owners in here too. We knew we'd have some amazing business owners here tonight, and we do want to talk to you guys real quick. So one of the things that we've really been seeing is that VA work is just a fabulous incubator for your business, right? It's some pretty quick and consistent cash that can do some pretty incredible things. So you might have thought, oh, you know, down the line, I'd love to hire a virtual assistant, but we're going to challenge you tonight. If you need some cash for your business, working as a virtual assistant could put that cash in the bank pretty quickly. We looked at all those things that, you know, you could do with the money. It could do a lot, you know, $5,000 in a year. That's a lot of advertising, right? It's a lot of fees for different programs and stuff. So, and one of the things that I've found, so like, I was not in business before. Victoria was, and so she had a little bit more of a background in business, but I wasn't. I was a teacher, and then I stayed home with my kids. And here's the thing, though. Working as a virtual assistant, I have picked up so many skills. I have learned all kinds of marketing and advertising. I now find I love Pinterest, running Pinterest for business. You know, there's so many things that I've learned how to do because of being a VA. And the amazing thing was when Victoria and I decided, it was actually after the business boutique last November, when we decided that we could make moms work hard a reality for us, I just kind of felt like, wow, we have a huge head start because we already have the confidence that we can do this because we've either done all these skills ourselves or we've kind of watched our clients do them. And so it wasn't really so intimidating to think, man, can we really start a business?
Yeah. Absolutely. And I love, Carly, as you're talking, the chat is just blowing up. People are so excited. And in fact, Melinda has a great question. What does it take to get going? Well, Melinda, you're a great question asker because that is literally what we were about to talk about. So we'll get right to answering your question.
Yeah, and nobody needs to worry because we're going to show you that actually the virtual assistant work, it just varies from business to business and VA to VA. I mean, the sky really is the limit. I want you to think about for a minute your unique kind of business or business idea or even unique business situations you've worked in, maybe what jobs you held down before you had children, even if they were like me and they weren't in the business realm. So, you know, every business is going to have some unique needs, and then every VA is going to have some unique skills. And we're going to show you kind of some actual jobs that we do, and then how you could figure out what skills you have and what jobs you could do.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into that. We're going to run through just a few, but these are really only some of the many options that a VA can do. So here's something I do all the time. Beth Ann talked about it just a little bit at the beginning of this class is I run Brilliant Business Moms, what we call customer care. So I'm in the email inbox every day, answering questions and helping people out. I'm in Facebook every day, checking our Facebook messages and replying. We have an Etsy shop, so I talk in those conversations with the people that are asking questions on Etsy. Just all these different places. I'm just in general helping our students and our customers and our brilliant business moms just with what they need from our business. I love doing it too.
You make dreams come true.
Aw. How about you, Victoria? What do you do?
Yeah, well, like Carly said, these are real life examples of things we do. I manage social media. So as you all know, I'm on Beth Ann's team along with Carly. And so that means every week I am popping into Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest sometimes and doing what Carly tells me because she knows a lot about Pinterest. And that means I'm scheduling posts, planning content, thinking about what promotions we might have coming up or special things people need to know about. I interact as the brands, like as Brilliant Business Moms to people. And so there's a lot of different ways you can work with social media, making content or finding content to share. Another thing, I have a background in English, so I'm a wordy person, but another thing I enjoy doing is working as a copywriter. So Carly does this as well, but we kind of contribute to blog posts and write email newsletters, marketing content, other kind of writing that needs to be done for a business. I've done all these things as a VA. And the thing about a VA is that you're able to do a few different things. So if I were just a copywriter, that means I would only be doing copy for a business and I would be selling that service. And if you're great at that and that's the only thing you love to do, that would be a fabulous idea. But I really enjoy having a bunch of these different kind of buckets to pull from, as it were, as far as jobs I get to do.
Yeah, so do I. And I didn't know that going in, but now that I've been a VA for a while, I found the same thing. I love kind of doing different stuff. So
yeah.
Some of the other things that that actually we both do, but honestly, Ellen, who's in the chat tonight, she's amazing at this, is that we either find or we create some visual content. And so we call them graphics or whatever, and they go in maybe emails, or they go on Facebook, or they go in a blog post, or they go on Pinterest, whatever it is. And so we've learned some different tools and some different programs and how to make really attractive branded images for whatever client we might be working for. And it's fun. Again, not something I knew how to do before I became a VA, something I've picked up on the way. Another thing that we do, and actually Jessica is in our chat tonight, and this is something she loves to do too, is we either process or fulfill orders. And so, for instance, with Brilliant Business Moms, we sell planners, right? And we sell mugs and some prints and some different stuff. And so somebody has to hold on to that stuff and then handle all the orders and make sure people get what they need and then handle refunds and returns. And so that's something else that I do.
Yeah, and then finally, again, this list is not exhaustive. We just wanted to give you a little teaser, is technical work. So that's things like coding or website maintenance or building landing pages. Webinar setup and moderation. Ellen has been working as a VA helping us. So she set up this whole webinar you're viewing. She made the page where you signed up, and she set up our event for you to log on and watch. So all of these things require help to do. And we are so grateful for VAs that can help us do it.
Absolutely. I'm glad I don't have to do the technical end though, aren't you?
Yeah, same. Not a whole lot would get done.
Absolutely. So what about you guys? Is there something else you're thinking about? You kind of been sticking stuff in here in the chat, but what else do you think you might enjoy doing? Or have you heard of, different things that VAs do? Or is there a job you think, man, that's totally me and I'd love to do that? So let us know, because I think it encourages each other to see, yeah, we really do have skills that we could use as a VA.
Yeah. And while you guys are thinking of those, I do want to mention, I'm seeing a lot of really great questions come in from the chat. Like, how do you find a VA job? How crucial do you think a website is to getting new clients? I'm guessing VA clients. These are great questions, and we're definitely keeping track of them, and we'll be answering those at the end. So keep them coming. We're grabbing them as we can, or remember your question and ask at the end. Just want you to know you guys are seen and heard. These are fabulous questions, so we cannot wait to answer them.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's a great question. Yeah. Do VAs work in accounting? Absolutely. They absolutely do. In fact, lots of business owners would love to have somebody that could run their books and do their taxes and all that kind of stuff. And it'd be real similar to what you do in accounting outside of, in an office, but you would just be doing it online for a business owner.
Yeah. And I will go ahead and answer one of these that just came in. Carly, is it okay to offer free services to get experience? Sure, absolutely. And maybe if this list is kind of overwhelming to you, maybe if you have a friend who's a business owner or something like that, you could offer for free, get a little taste of lay of the land and see what you think.
Yeah. And one thing that I got actually, Jessica, was, or Jennifer, sorry, it's Jennifer, was one of my very first clients. She wanted me to do writing for her, but she wanted me to do it very specifically. So she bought me a great copywriting course, and that's how she paid me the first couple of weeks. So I got to gain skills. It was a fabulous course, and we kind of learned each other. So it wasn't quite free because she bought me the course, but it benefited both of us. So,
I love that, Carly. Oh, Melinda has experience in medical and legal transcription. I just want to shout out real quick. Transcribing things is huge. Podcasts are really big. Video marketing is huge right now. And so there's a great need, Melinda, for people to listen to some sort of audio and put that into words that are easy for others to read. Or maybe you have a business owner who just thinks verbally, and they might want to send you a bunch of notes and have you translate them into some kind of actionable to-do list. Beth Ann absolutely has used transcriptionists for her course videos. So yeah, great recommendation. recommendation or suggestion there of another job.
Can I tell on
Perfect.
us, Victoria?
Maybe at the end. We'll see if we have time at the end.
Okay, sounds good.
I want to honor everyone's time. But we do have a remind us if you want to hear a funny story. We'll tell you a behind the scenes story.
About being transcriptionist. Yeah. Okay. So if this was me last summer, right? If I had applied to all my jobs and nothing was going to work and I was kind of frustrated and I really, was looking for a job that was going to fit my family and I'd heard this information, I would have been like, sign me up now. Right. I mean, it kind of almost sounds too good to be true. Right. But here's the question.
What are you signing up for? So again, you're saying, hey, this sounds great. You guys are talking about wonderful things, but what am I actually going to be signing up for? Don't worry, we have that answer. So the trick to finding how you're going to work as a VA is to match your unique skills to the needs of business owners. So we have a few examples up here on the slide. I know sometimes it can go a little slow. Thank you guys for being patient. Technology works until it doesn't. But yeah, the trick is to identify the things that you're good at and then to match those with what a business owner might need. So I like to ask these questions. What do people say I can do? What are people constantly telling me I'm good at? What do I love to do? Do I have any past work experience I can draw from? And here's some examples for you. If you're someone who knows that you're very attentive to detail, if you're the opposite of me, if you can see, from a mile away, if you can see a problem with, a sign that's too far to the left or something like that, maybe you'll be really good at things like proofreading, order processing, data entry, skills or jobs that require really, really strong attention to detail. If you care about people, if you're the friend who's like always inviting people over and you're always going to have a cup of hot tea for them when they get to your door, maybe you would fall really naturally into a job like customer care or managing a Facebook group or social media posting if you're really people oriented. So I won't read all of these on the list, but I would love for you to kind of take a look at this and think and tell us in the chat, what are some things that you're good at? What are some skills that you have?
Yeah, good idea. And I have to give a shout out real quick to Jessica.
Shoot, yeah.
I've known Jessica since she was in junior high, and now she has the cutest little boy named Miles, and he's adorable. So she's here with us. So hi, Jess.
Aw, that's so sweet. I love it when we see familiar faces, new and familiar. It's all good. So the other question you guys might be asking is, what do business owners need? So great, I got these skills. Who do I give them to? Well, we tried to answer that question for you. We actually polled our Brilliant Business Moms group, which has about 4,000 people in it right now. And we asked them, what jobs would you love the most help with? And it might surprise you. You guys look there, the number one answer was social media posting. And maybe you're the person who says, hey, posting on social media is the easiest thing in the world. It is very straightforward, but as you look at these jobs, don't necessarily think of these are tasks that business owners can't do. It's just things business owners don't have time to do. And many of you do run your own businesses, don't you? I know that you know that you can certainly post up a Facebook status or you could pull together a quick graphic, but you don't necessarily have time for all of that. And that's where the VA job is so great, because it comes in, it offloads, those kind of little minute tasks that anybody could do, and then frees up the person who's running the business to do only what they can do and, make new products or cast vision for where the organization is going to go. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. We were excited. So many people answered this and we were just blown away by the answers because it really is so accessible. We're not talking about rocket science here. It's very basic tasks that VAs are valuable because they can offload a business owner. And if you're a business owner, you know how valuable this would be, and you know the great experience you would get for your own business doing these jobs for other people.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Victoria, you nailed it right there. And I do want to say though, you guys, if you don't love to post to social media, Victoria and I were talking about this today, and she doesn't even understand people who don't love to post to social media, but I don't think to hop on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. That's okay too. So just because something's at the top, don't feel like that's what everybody wants. That's just a really popular answer that we got. So
that's true. And forgive me for making that my pet example, because of course I am a social media person.
And you're so good at it.
Oh, thank But there is a lot of things. And yeah, to some, these items will be really basic and easy. And why would you need help with that? And to others, it's really hard and complicated. And I would never want to do that in a million years. So there's lots of room for everyone at the table for sure.
Exactly. And again, we want to just hop to our business owners real quick, who this is probably resonating with, but we want to remind you that if you choose as a business owner trying to earn a little extra money for your business, then the skills that you're lacking for your own, your own business, the things you just kind of haven't gotten a handle on, you're going to learn some of those skills as a VA. You're either going to do them or you're going to get to watch a different business owner do them and get some great ideas. And, we're not talking about like taking somebody's ideas or proprietary information. That's not what we're talking about. But for instance, I get to run a Brilliant Business Moms Pinterest on a pretty regular basis. So now I could take those skills from running Pinterest and I could apply that to another business. So I think that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it makes sense to me. You guys can let us know in the chat if it's kind of clicking with you. There's a lot of great examples too. People are putting in, Carly, about jobs they're good at. Sarah is really people-oriented, and customer care, social media sounds like fun to her. Awesome, Sarah, we can be friends. Jamie is someone I need to be my VA because she's really detail-oriented and she can research things. That is so great. Oh, Robin likes to coordinate parties. That sounds super fun, Robin.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that need like a project manager or something along those lines that would be similar. Yeah,
absolutely. So you guys are swirling with so many ideas. Thank you so much for the lively chat. This is a lot of fun. And as we're getting excited about VA work, whether doing it yourself or hiring one for your business, you might be thinking, wow, where am I going to find the time to do this? I am a busy lady. I run a business. I, raise and make children. Where am I going to find time to do all of this? And if you kind of can go with me in your mind right now, go to your planner. Hopefully you're using the Brilliant Life Planner. And I want you to picture your week. So if you're like me, you are probably looking at a stuffed calendar. Depending on the ages of your kids, you might have school, whether that's home or a public school. You might have like dance or soccer or a music class, or, you might go to church or another kind of faith place like a synagogue every week. You have to go grocery shopping because your family likes to eat every once in a while. You're busy. You have a lot to do. And what we are asking you to do is to overlay another hour of work, of responsibility onto that. And that might seem really daunting, but I want you to think of it this way. What could you give up to find that hour? And if you said ouch when you looked at this slide, you are not alone. I said ouch too. I think a lot of times we can get really overwhelmed at what we need to do, but actually we can just put aside some things we don't have to do, and we'll find our schedules are much freer. And we don't want to admit it, but the studies show over and over again, we're definitely spending at least an hour a day on Facebook or Netflix or TV or doing some sort of DIY or crafty project. And what if you could just slightly rework that to fit in this amazing opportunity to make money for your family? And to kind of press on this a little bit more, maybe you're saying, listen, I'm a mompreneur. I get things done. I have a to-do list. It gets crossed off all the time. My schedule is full. Every time block is filled out. I don't have any wiggle room. I know exactly what I'm doing. That's okay. What we would maybe suggest you do is take a look at your schedule with someone else. So maybe bring along a spouse or a best friend or something like that, and have them look at your schedule with you. Maybe that would help you get some new ideas about how you could rework things and make time for virtual assisting work. Or just look at your planner and kind of find where the white space is, and then think you could fill it in those places. To give you some real life examples, Ellen, who we've mentioned before, we all know and love, she's on our team. What works for her is to wake up before her kids do and do her virtual assistant work. Her husband is home more, so they can kind of tag team their schedules, and it works great for them. She wakes up really early, like crazy early, and gets her work done. Carly, you work in the afternoons, right? You yes, just said that earlier. Yeah, your kids are homeschooled, so you have obligations or responsibilities with them in the morning, but your afternoons are pretty free, and they're old enough, which is unfathomable to me right now. They're old enough to like entertain themselves, and they go to the potty and all that stuff. So your afternoons are times when you can work alongside your kids.
Yep.
And as we kind of said, in my case, I have littles at home. So what works for us is to hire a babysitter, kind of like a nanny, to come in every week, just a couple days a week for a few hours at a time. And that's where I find my margin to do virtual assisting work.
Yeah. And did you see what Carolyn said in the chat? I love this, Carolyn. She said, you can always find time for something that is a priority. And that's so true. We definitely do what we most want to do. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Agree. Good job, ladies. So now you kind of see, okay, I could find a little bit of time. We're not telling you could find 40 hours a week, right? But I could find a little bit of time. You've kind of seen some of the earning potential. But a lot of you are asking in the chat, and you guys make great segues from one section to another.
It's like we playing this for you or something.
Oh, it's awesome. A lot of you are asking, that's great, but how in the world, am I going to find a client, right? How am I going to find this VA job? So here's what we want you to know, okay? We're going to give you tonight 4 simple strategies to find your first client. And we picked the word simple because it's not easy. We're not saying 4 easy strategies like, oh, make one phone call or do one thing and you're just going to be rolling in the hours. We're saying the strategies themselves are simple. And the only thing that you have to sell as a VA is yourself. And that's just like any job interview or job application. That's how it works. And so, but we're going to give you some strategies because most of you have probably never found work online before, right? So let's talk about some ways that you can do that. So the first one is that you can literally talk to business owners that you know in real life. And so true story is that my dad was in aeronautical engineering for 35 years. And the last 5 years of his job, he's retired now, but the last 5 years, they closed the office and sent everybody to work from home. We lived in Southern California. He lived in Southern California. Rent's expensive. Everything's expensive, right? So the business decided it would be more profitable to send everybody home and have employees who work from home. This is becoming incredibly popular. It's saving business owners money, and it's allowing people to work in their on their schedules from their own homes. So you can literally think of a business owner that you know in real life, and then ask them, what skill do you need? What would you love to hire someone to do? A great question to ask a business owner would be to either walk in or call them or email them or text them if you know them in real life and say, okay, what could you do with 5 extra hours in your work week? How would that benefit your business? Or honestly, something we love to ask Beth Ann is, what task would you love to never have to do again? Right, Beth Ann? There's a lot of things she would love to never have to do again. And because she has a VA, right, we do them for her. So it's awesome. Yeah. And someone actually suggested this before. You could even offer to work the first 5 hours or the first project or, some kind of time you guys agree on, either for free or at a really reduced rate, so they can see how you might profit their business.
Yeah. Another great way, and this is one that was particular to me and that I used it, is just to reach out to your favorite bloggers or YouTubers or Etsy shop owners or Facebook group moderator or anybody on the internet. In my case, I sent out about 25 emails when I knew I wanted to try to online work and freelancing and see what it was like. And out of those 25, I only got 1 back that was a yes, but it was a yes. And it was my very first job. And in the next slide, I'll show you the exact email that I used to ask for that job. It ended up being making a media kit for a podcast. And I have no idea what a media kit was or how to do one, but someone was willing to pay me money to do it. So I learned very quickly and figured it out. And she was super happy with the final product. So the big thing to remember, as we've said before, is that bloggers and small business owners really are just busy people who need someone to take tasks off their plate. They're normal people just like you and me. So maybe they do make 6 figures a month or something crazy like that on their site, or maybe they're really popular and have, hundreds of thousands of followers. They still put their pants on one leg at a time. And so that means that they still want time in their day to do what matters to them. And VAs are the ticket to getting that done. So all you have to do is send out a really friendly email. I'm painfully extroverted, so I know it's not hard for me. It might be hard for you, but even if you don't like talking to people, email is just such an easy way to take time with your message, send it. You don't have to look at anyone in the face. It's still a really great, accessible way for a lot of people. But what you're looking at now is the actual email I sent, of course, omitted for privacy, but that's the little email back in 2015. Yeah. And another way that we have for you to get some jobs, which we've also, Carly and I both have gotten jobs this way, is to use Facebook groups. We know so many people are on Facebook, and there's lots of little groups if you've ever used that service. And there's a lot of business groups that just are collecting a bunch of like-minded business owners in one place. In those groups, all the time, their requests for, I need someone to help me with this, or, you know, someone to run my social, or I need someone to proof copy for me, or I need someone to help me process, you know, Excel spreadsheets of like sales or numbers that I'm working with in my business. There's questions like that all the time. And you just have to be there, be accessible, and answer and say, hey, I can do that. Some groups too will have kind of strict rules, but often they'll allow like a promotional day, or, you know, hey, everyone reply to this thread and tell me what you do. And those are great opportunities to say, hey, I'm so-and-so. I work as a virtual assistant. These are the skills I have. Love to talk with anybody. You know, it's amazing how quickly that stuff can turn around into a client.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. And look, I think it's Abby, Victoria, is going to lead right into your next idea.
Oh. Abby, would I recommend making a website for my VA services, or a page in a pre-existing site, or a Facebook page? In fact, Abby, yes. The answer is yes. You guys are killing it. I love when you ask questions we plan to answer. Yeah, absolutely. Start a blog. In my case, I mentioned I kind of dabbled on online work before. I have had a blog, just a personal one. It's not monetized, for 7 years now, I guess. Wow, that's long. But what I did is I just put up a page on my site, just in a, you know, I made a little, or like a place in my menu that said something like work for me, or work with me, or hire me, something to that effect. And I literally just put up the page, had my information and my email address. Once I had done work for a few people and I had testimonials, I included those. It was very easy. Also, you could just make a Facebook page. So maybe you don't already have a blog or don't want to start one. You don't have to find a client. But if you already have that kind of online real estate, you certainly could leverage it for getting a virtual assistant client. Or Facebook pages. Those are very quick and easy to set up. All you have to do is nurture it and kind of maintenance it as you would a website. And certainly, we in fact have a student of our course who gets clients that way, and she's been doing that for a long time. Yeah, it works really well for her.
Yeah, and I love Jessica's question. She said, so would you say this work is more on a contract basis, or is it more of a permanent position with the company? And the answer, Jessica, is yes, both. It can go either way. Both of us have done both. We both have positions on the Brilliant Business Moms team. We work for Beth Ann, but we also both have done lots of side jobs for people, or I'd say occasional jobs for people. And so either one, they are both answered. And so speaking of Beth Ann, you guys, we love her. Can you tell? She said something to us that really stuck with us. Okay. And so one of the things that she always says, and actually she has a podcast episode out kind of where she talks about this and how she hires virtual assistants. I bet Ellen could link to that in the chat for them. But she says she hires for character and for connection. So, you know, people can learn skills, right? You can learn a skill, but she wants to know if somebody has integrity and if they're going to run her business well with a high level of attention and care and concern. She's willing to train, right? Or find us the training that we need if we need to learn how to do something. In fact, she's done that. She's offered us to, you know, take some classes before and do some different things, but it's the character. And so when you're kind of thinking about, you know, how is this going to work for me? I don't necessarily have all these skills or whatever. Don't worry about that. Yes, we want you to think about your skills. Yes, we want you to put those together with what a business owner might need. But if you are willing to learn, and if you demonstrate kind of a quickness to pick things up and a willingness to dig in, and honestly, we use Google a lot to figure it out. True story. Yes. If you're willing to do that and you can make a great connection with a business owner, you know, it's going to be good. And the reality of virtual assistant work is it's not too good to be true. It really exists, and we attest to that because this is our job. And there's only one little piece to the secret sauce, and that's hard work. So as you're thinking through, you know, oh, I might want to contact this business owner, one of the things you do want to really show them is, look, I'm ready to work hard. I'm excited about this. I'm excited to support you in your business. I'm really ready to work hard. Don't you think, Victoria?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all that I've ever done with getting clients. And I've said yes to jobs I knew I wasn't qualified for, but I was ready to work for the client, and they were ready to, take a chance on me, and it worked out really beautifully. And just like all of life, we know that many of you are moms. We know that you work hard day in and day out, and when you don't know something or how to do something, you figure it out. And this is just the same. You're already doing this in your real life, and all we're saying is, hey, you can do it online for people who run businesses and make money for your family. It's really great.
Exactly.
So this is not too good to be true, but womp womp, there is a catch. Here's the thing, guys. We both blew it at first. We literally had no idea what we were doing as virtual assistants early on. There is a big learning curve to virtual assistant work, and you all have already keyed into it on the chat. You're asking lots of great questions. There's a big learning curve here. And when we were new VAs, we totally fumbled. We made a lot of really big mistakes that could have been prevented if we knew what we were doing. We felt really stuck in less than ideal client relationships, and we did not have skills to make it better. Can you imagine feeling stuck working for someone that you knew you needed the money, but you knew it wasn't working out, and you didn't have the communication skills to tell them? That was terrible. That was a really bad time in my virtual assistant experience.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. Not only that, Carly and I both lost work trying to figure out the tools and workflows that we needed to be successful. There were times we literally lost jobs to other people, or, was outsourced to somebody just because we couldn't make it work, or we were failing with the jobs we already had because we didn't have good understandings of effectiveness in working. And then, really sad, we lost money due to communications and misunderstandings. I mean, life isn't all about money, but we do need it to live. And we're doing this job, not always out of the goodness of our heart, but because we need to provide for our families. And it's such a bummer when you are not making the money you told your family you would make because you don't understand what's going on. And worst of all, we were losing time with our families just trying to figure it all out. And these are pictures of mine and Carly's beautiful kids and our handsome husbands. They're the reason we started working online in the first place. And imagine how terrible we felt knowing that, guys, mommy can't play right now, or mommy can't hang out. She has to finish this work that she doesn't know how to do, or she has to, talk to some client that she's not sure how to make right and isn't understanding projects. We just felt really, really lost. And it was a total bummer.
Yeah, it caused a lot of stress, and not just on us, but like Victoria's saying, on our families, and our husbands felt it and our kids felt it, and it was rough. And honestly, what we really needed, what would have been amazing as we kind of started our individual journeys out, was we needed a resource. As we really, really blew it along the way, we both wished that we'd had some kind of guide or mentor to help us figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But we didn't. So we kind of stumbled our way through. And both of us actually had to fire clients. Not even kidding. We had to be like, look, this isn't working, very early on. And it was rough. And we've had to apologize to our families. And we've struggled through some pretty, pretty rough days until we figured out that groove.
Yeah. I love what you wrote on that slide, Carly. Our success came at a steep price. We did figure it out eventually, but it was really tough to get there. And we did figure it out. We worked really hard and we muddled our way through things. And then Carly and I both started noticing something different. We started to get messages from people asking us things like, how are you doing what you're doing? I would love to work as a VA. Can you show me how? And I'm talking crazy messages, like old people from high school I haven't talked to in like 10 years wrote to me and asked me if I could teach them how to work as a VA. And I thought, yeah, I'm sure I could do that. Let me see, look on the big worldwide internet to see what is out there. And this is what we found. We found a ton of courses. There are many, many resources out there to help you work as a virtual assistant. The problem is that they cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And from what we found, those courses really seem like things that are encouraging students to work, 40 or 80 hours a week, to work crazy and, forget your family. You got to make money. There was just nothing for moms like us who was saying, hey, we have a lot of responsibilities. And frankly, it made us feel like this. Another grumpy Carson picture. It made us feel totally mad and bummed out. Like, hey, don't you see me here? This would be so valuable for me and for my friends who are moms. But you throw us a bone, man. There's nothing. that would really speak to us where we were. So, like moms do, we took the answer into our own hands. What we've done is we've created a course and a community for busy moms and business owners just like you who want to work from home, but in the margins of their days. So this course is really exciting. It has 3 modules that are going to set you up to succeed as a virtual assistant. The course in total takes about 3 hours of video training to complete, and not to mention a bunch of other stuff we have that we're going to tell you about. And these videos are pre-recorded, so it's nothing live. You don't have to show up and commit to a certain time every week. You can totally watch and go your own pace. Here's a look inside one of our course modules. You can see it's really user-friendly. It's well laid out. We've had a couple people look at this who are experts in the field, and they all have said, wow, this is great. You guys have outlined it great. It's really easy to navigate.
Yeah. And when we designed this, we thought of you, a busy mom or busy business owner who has loud kids and barking dogs and all kinds of things that go wrong. So we've made worksheets and lesson overviews for those who like them or want to use them. I might have a little obsession with worksheets, just maybe.
Obsession's a really nice word, Carly. You're totally obsessed with worksheets.
Well, I'll be honest, they really help me like figure out the information and really make it practical and kind of hold on to what I've learned. So I like, my mom brain needs worksheets. Okay, let's just be honest.
Well, that's going to be true.
So we've got all kinds of things in the course to just try to really help you see, where your strengths are and what might work for you and all that kind of stuff. And we wanted to really meet with you guys tonight and show you this free class, because we want you to see that being a virtual assistant is accessible. It is. There are real jobs out there for busy moms like you, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily, like we said, easy. And you might need a mentor like we wished we had so that you could thrive in this new kind of work. Some of the things that we did to kind of help you learn how to thrive is we are going to teach you how to track your time, because that's really important, right? These are business owners. They've put their money and their heart and soul into this business, and you need to track your time accurately. We're going to teach you how to get paid, because that matters. Let's just be honest, right? We're going to give you some different ways to look at virtual assistant work. I saw someone ask the question, how is this different than maybe being a freelancer and servicing businesses? It is a little bit different. And so we talk about that in the course and kind of different ways you can approach virtual assistant work. And we're going to share with you all these kind of tips and tricks that we've learned along the way, hard fought lessons that we learned, unfortunately, that will teach you how to work more efficiently. Because remember, the goal of this is to have that time to be with your family or to work on your own business, right? What are some other things we've got in there, Victoria?
Well, we are going to introduce you all to tools that you're going to be using every single day as you work as a virtual assistant, tools that are going to make it easy for you to work and serve your clients. We have proven strategies to finding and landing clients. I've seen that question come through a couple times. How do I find a client? In addition to what we've taught here, the material we presented here is in the course, but also we're going to take you even further and really show you how to drill down and find the perfect client for you. Once you find the client, we're going to tell you how to communicate with them so that you can have good relationships and make a steady income. And we're going to show you how to figure out when it's not working and when you need to really peace out and go your separate ways so you can be more effective elsewhere. But most of all, we are going to show you how to keep your family first and really balance your life and home life, your work life and your home life, because above all, we are all moms, and that's what's most important.
Yeah, definitely. And something else we want to make sure that you guys know is that students of our course have us as mentors. So you have email access to us and membership to our private Facebook group. And that gives you the ability to ask these questions and say, okay, help me brainstorm, right? Help me figure this out. Or, hey, I've got this client and I'm not sure about it. Can we kind of talk through this? And so that's another thing that we offer with our Moms Work Hard.
Yeah, and there's a peek inside of our Facebook group. It's really lively. There's a lot of spunky ladies in there asking great questions. And we also post job alerts when we have them. So it's a really great group to be a part of if you're a new VA.
Yeah, absolutely. And a really exciting thing that we're offering for a limited time as part of the course are some really specific trainings. We've got gotten and gained a lot of expertise in different areas. I saw a couple people talking about making invitations and different stuff. So I did create a course, a little training called How to Make Opt-in Worthy Printables, so that you can learn how to take those skills and then turn them into PDFs that a business might want to, give away or make part of their own course or something like that. Our amazing Ellen has created this incredible little training for you guys, how to create gorgeous landing pages. Those are anytime you kind of land on a business and it's got all kinds of information and then maybe a button to buy or to get subscribed, that's a landing page. And so she's going to teach you how to make that. And we have more coming. We actually have business owners and VAs offering to share some of their expertise with us and putting some of their cool trainings right inside our course.
Yeah, we are so excited. So of course, this is a great value, and we are going to offer our course, our community, and our help for $95. And you know that feeling when you've got this. It's a total mom win. That is Julie. It's Carly's cute little girl. And yeah, all of this you can get for $95. And if you order our course, enroll in our course by Wednesday evening, that's Wednesday, July 12th at midnight Pacific, we've got some bonuses for you. And Carly, why don't you tell them about the bonuses? You made them. They're your beautiful worksheets, and they're so good for anyone starting out.
Yeah, we've got some limited time bonuses for you, like Victoria said. One of the things we did is we kind of asked around and took all kinds of courses and asked business owners, what they took as course-wise or, that helped them in their business. But we looked for the free ones. So here's the thing. There's tons of amazing paid courses that maybe could teach you something about blogging or Pinterest or how to run a webinar like what we're running right now, or even sales, right? But what we've done is we've gathered all the free ones and we're going to share those with you.
And let me interrupt you 1 second, Carly, and encourage you guys to stay to the end. We are going to do a giveaway that's very good at the very end, and we'll be in the Q&A section in a moment, which is where we're going to do our giveaway. So hang on with us. We got a really great giveaway coming.
We do. The other limited time bonus that we have is we've gone through and we've joined these groups ourselves, and we are going to share with you some groups that there's business owners constantly posting almost every single day looking for VAs. And so we've gathered those together and we're going to share those with you.
Yeah, that group has been really valuable to the, that list of groups has been really valuable, I know, to the people who've accessed it already. So all of this is included for $95, the self-paced lessons, the worksheets, the email access, our private Facebook group, these 2 bonuses if you order by Wednesday night at midnight Pacific, the tech tutorials as you need them, and then custom content based on your needs. The great thing about our price, we think, is that you can easily make back the cost of this course in just a week of working as a VA.
Easily,
so,
without a doubt.
Very easily. Yeah. And that's that very bare minimum, kind of an hour a day or maybe 5 hours in one day, however you like to slice and dice it. The cost of this course, it's very easily made back. And we've already had some great feedback about our course. This is a business owner herself, Jill Martin. She runs Strong Hearts, Strong Women. She had great things to say, and we're so grateful to her for letting us, share with you. She's hired a VA since she's taken our course, and she feels like that she's gained an extra 10 hours every week. It's amazing, and we both are loving it. So thank you, Jill, for that. We're so excited that she's watched our course and she's decided to hire a virtual assistant herself in her business. And we know that she's also given the course to one of her children, and they're now making money from home as a VA. So she's got it going both ways in her house. And we're so glad that she's found this class really valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. She's awesome, and we just love her.
Yeah. And again, those 2 bonuses Carly mentioned, if you order a course by Wednesday, July 12th at midnight Pacific, you will get those. If you order afterwards, sorry, we're going to have to close the bonuses after that time. So if you want them, that's the time to order by. But enough talking, we'll show you how you can order. What you need to do is go to courses.momsworkhard.com, and our great moderators are already putting that into the chat. When you go to that website, you're going to see this landing page, and right there at the top is that buy $95 button. Once you click it, you're going to go to this page, which is inviting you to register for our school or enroll in our school. And all that is doing is creating an account with our platform that we're sharing these videos with. And then immediately after that page, you'll get to go to a checkout page, and you can choose to pay with a credit card or PayPal, whatever you prefer.
Absolutely. I think that's pretty clear. Thanks, Victoria. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
All right. Why don't we take a few questions and then we've got a great giveaway at the end here. So
We do.
I saw Jamie had a question. It's a great question. She said, "Can you touch on the custom content? How is that delivered?" Yeah, Jamie, there's a couple of ways. So, we have a lot of kind of contacts in the business world now, either a VA or a business owner. And so when we find out that one of our students needs to learn something, maybe for a client they already have or a client they're trying to land, what we're going to do is, if it's something we're experts in, one of us or someone we have a connection with, we're going to just create a quick training. So that's what we did with the how to create opt-in worthy printables. That's what somebody wanted to know. And so I did a video screen sharing training, and that's right inside the course. We've just added it right to the course. But sometimes it's either something we don't know, or there's already some fabulous free training out there that one of us has done, or we know someone has done. So we kind of use our contacts. And if there's already a great free training, then we're just going to, point you that direction. And so that's how we'll handle that as you guys land jobs and, want some more training.
Yeah. Thank you, Carly.
Yeah.
Do we want to go to video now or keep it on the...
Should we go to our faces? You guys want to see us?
Yeah. Do you want to see our faces or not?
Okay.
And I apologize. My voice gave out at the very end. I drink a lot of water and I was down to my end of the bottle of water. And that was a very sad day. But Sandra says we're awesome. Thanks, Sandra. You're awesome.
That's so sweet. All right.
Melinda asks, "I'm interested in the course." Thanks, Melinda. "Will it be about working for a VA company or setting up my own?" Ooh, that's a great question. So our course is specifically geared to teaching moms how to work from home as a virtual assistant. And we explain in the course that being a VA is just working as a subcontractor, basically, for the business. So we're teaching people to kind of go in as a 1099 contractor. But you could easily take the principles that we're teaching and set up a VA business if you wanted to. We're just kind of giving that base level. Here's how to work as a VA. We're not teaching you to set up a company, but we are teaching you to work as an independent contractor, though the skills are going to be just the same that you'll need if you want to do any kind of work as a virtual assistant. That's a great question.
Oh, and I love what Kathy just said. She said, landing pages, I could also use those for my business. Exactly,
Absolutely.
Kathy. And that's what we found. So all these things we've learned as VAs, we get to put into Moms Work Hard. And it was just so much easier, I feel like, for us to kind of start this course and launch it and even market it. And the landing pages, I mean, we did have Ellen help because she's way faster than we are. We're just going to be honest with that. Yes. But yeah, we absolutely had so many skills from being VAs. Yep.
We got a great question just now from Amanda. "Do we have an affiliate program set up? Definitely want to share with my mom friends." Yeah, thanks, Amanda. We do have a program set up for people who complete our course. But if you're interested, would you send us an email at hello@momsworkhard.com, and we'd love to talk further. Yeah. And I'll put that in here, hello@momsworkhard.com.
Ooh, that's a great question from Rise and Shine Mom. She said, Candace from Colorado here. Hi, you're my neighbor. I'm in Wyoming. If you add new or updated content to the course at a later time, will you also get access to the updated materials? Great question. So this is a lifetime access course. You can take it at your own pace. It doesn't expire. And yeah, as we add content, we'll try to email everybody in the course and let them know, hey, we've got this, but it's just going to line up right there in the course. So yep, it's going to be right there.
And yeah, absolutely. Someone else, and we've gotten this question a couple times, is asking, what about working for a VA company, or do you teach people to join a VA agency? We do not. We're not opposed to that. We think it's great and super creative. But our course, our heart for the course was just to be so easy and so direct for moms, just like you, to go in, start working, and make money. There's definitely higher level things we could talk about, and we've thought about putting out content in the future around those topics if there's interest. But yeah, we're not teaching people to start agencies or to join agencies. We're just teaching them how to kind of go VA to business owner, which is the way we have found the most success. That's why we're teaching that, because it's worked for us and it's worked consistently. There are a lot of sites out there. Upwork, I think.com is one of them. We're not opposed to those at all. We have just not found success with that. And the moms that we've taught so far are finding more success going that one-to-one. So that's why we teach it.
Yeah, and speaking as a business owner, I personally, I don't want to work with an agency. I just want to hire people that I can invest in and grow with the company. You know what I mean? It's a totally different feel. So I think, yeah, you guys are all going to see more success just teaching the way Carly and Victoria will teach you.
Thanks, Bethany. Did you see Jessica's question, Carly?
Yeah, that's my Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Yeah.
She said, so if we sign up for the course by Wednesday, we don't have to start taking the course until it fits our schedule. Exactly. There is no timeline. We are here for you no matter, whether you start tomorrow or in 2 months. Jessica has a real little one. I don't know if he's even quite one yet. Maybe he's one.
Aww.
And yeah, so if you're not ready, that's totally fine. So it's kind of on your own schedule. If you can't tell, we like to work on our own schedules.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Melinda made a really good point. She said with Upwork and other companies, it's really hard to bid for jobs and to know what to bid. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. If we ever go to Upwork to look for someone to do a task for us, it's often like $5 to $10 an hour. And there's a lot of people from other countries that are competing for those jobs and they just don't charge much. And so he's almost 2. Jessica just told me he's almost 2. Whoops. But yeah, so those companies are hard because you're trying to kind of compete with people who are willing to work for a pretty low bid. So
yeah. We had another question earlier on. I did want to jump to. I saved it. Someone was saying, I might be getting ahead, but don't forget about Uncle Sam's cut. They were referring to the income we were talking about. You can make as a VA. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. Those numbers are crazy, but they are pre-tax. And that's something we talk about in the course is we help you set your price accordingly and then plan for taxes. So that's definitely something we go over. And that's another. Yeah, were you going to say, Carly?
Yeah, we're already working with someone who's just fabulous. Her site's called Small Business Sarah. She's actually Beth Ann's sister, and we love her to pieces. And she's working with us on a little ebook that she's going to offer all you guys in the course, included in the course, to teach you how, as a 1099 contractor, what that looks like and how to do your taxes and how to do it right. And but here's one thing that Victoria and I both do is we kind of try to figure out our taxes and set that aside so that when we need to pay them, that money is already sitting there. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Good. What else? You see anything else, Victoria? If we missed you guys, go ahead and put it in again at the bottom.
Yeah. I saved a few as we were going. Someone asked, Angie wanted to know, have you ever been told you were overqualified for a VA opening? That's a great question. That has not happened to me personally, but I can tell you this. If you're thinking you're overqualified, that means you need to raise your price. And then you would start dealing with people who are more like understanding of your skill and willing to pay that. Of course, if you're applying to just a job open, you may get that, hey, you're overqualified. But what we're teaching people in the course is to really just be gutsy and go get them and, hey, work this, try to make a connection, see how you can really help the business. And so maybe if you were told that, you could come back and say, hey, that's okay. When you're ready to hire, would you consider me? I have these skills and I think it's this valuable. But in general, I would say to any VA, if you're kind of applying at jobs and you keep getting told you're overqualified, that probably means you should raise your price and start kind of targeting a higher niche market with those skills that you have. And that's natural. I think that's natural for anybody in any kind of business. As you get more experience, your worth goes up, so you need to up your prices.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great question, though.
Yeah, and Jessica asked another great one. She's on a roll here. If you join the class and have access to all your resources and then access to the businesses that want to join. So it's almost like we would get first choice for job opportunities. Okay, so we are not making any promises as far as connecting you to a specific business owner. We just can't, right? Because we can't guarantee, how many business owners are going to come, right? So we can't make any kind of promise that way. One thing that's happened that's really cool is that we are getting messages from business owners saying, hey, I need a VA for this job. Do you have anyone who's gone through your course?
Yeah.
Yep, that fits that. So I've done some private connecting to the business owner saying, hey, here's a couple names, and here's what their skills are. So, you could contact this person that's been through our course. And we are definitely working on ways to connect business owners we know with VAs who've gone through our course. But we can't make a promise about that. So.
Yeah. Lisa wants to know, do you help the student identify what they might be able to do as a VA? Yeah, absolutely, Lisa, we do. And it's funny, our students, we've had a few students kind of already go through the course, and that's a question we helped a lot of them work through. So that's kind of the benefit of joining the course. Like we mentioned, you don't only get this training that we've pre-set up, and we think that's a really solid foundation. You get us and this amazing group of women who's just like you to kind of help you figure out your skills. And it's been really great. Just today, that happened in the group. People were kind of chiming in like, oh, I think I'm good at that. And other people were kind of offering suggestions of what they might do with those skills. So not only does it happen in the course, it also happens with that ongoing community and mentoring.
Exactly. Yep.
And speaking of mentoring, do you want to announce our giveaway before I do a few more questions, Carly?
Yeah, let's do that. You go for it, Victoria.
Okay, well, speaking of mentoring, our giveaway, for those of you who've stayed, let me make quick note of the number of people who are here. 81 people watching. You 81 people, hang on, because we're going to do our giveaway now. Oh, just went down to 80. Okay, sorry, one person. That's okay. So our live giveaway, we're going to do it 1 through 80 people. We are giving away with us. Consulting, coaching call. If you want to start as a VA, if you want help identifying your skills, if you want just to pick our brains, we're giving away an hour of that to 2 people. So Carly, I have a way I think this will run. You can tell me if you think it's terrible or not. I have randomly generated a number 1 through 80, and the first person who writes the number or gets close to it in the chat wins the giveaway, or the first 2 people, the first people who get the closest. Yeah.
And if your name is coming up like without a name, could you just go ahead and stick your name in there with your guess too? That'd be great.
Oh yeah. So if you're kind of something that would be hard to read, please do your number guess and then your name next to it. So yeah, 2 people, the 2 people who get closest to this number I've randomly generated 1 through 80 will get it. Go, give me your numbers. Oh, Carolyn just got one of them.
There they go.
Nope, just kidding. Sorry, Amanda. Amanda, Amanda's one of the people I just saw who got close to it. Okay.
You guys are awesome. This is so fun. Look at these numbers.
I'm writing down the names, don't forget. Okay. Oh, someone just got a little closer. This is going so fast. Okay.
This is the hardest part, you guys. We've tried all kinds of ways to, and it's never easy, is it, Beth Ann? It's just always.
I know. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how you guys do it. I've never had to be the one.
Well, the names, okay. The 2 you guys can stop guessing. Amber and Amanda got closest. The number was 39.
Awesome. Okay.
Yes, Amber Ray and Amanda. Oh, what's your last name, Amanda? It went so fast. Amber, Ray, and Amanda. Because once the chat goes up, guys, I can't see it anymore right now.
I'm looking.
Amanda, you know who you are. Congratulations, you lucky winner, you.
So just email us at hello@momsworkhard.com, and we will hook you up with your hour of free coaching. And, you know, that doesn't have to be tomorrow, right? So that can be, in fact, I'm leaving on a trip, so it won't be tomorrow. But
Amanda Hamrick.
Yes, Amanda Hamrick. Thank you. Amanda Hamrick and Amber Ray. Congratulations, you guys. We'll look for your emails in our hello@momsworkhard inbox. Thank you, Beth Ann, for helping us out.
No, Beth Ann, you should run the giveaway.
I did it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome, you guys.
Cool.
Oh, and Holly said she guessed 37. Yep, Holly, go ahead and email us too. We're not going to be stingy with their giveaway.
That's okay. Yes, we have ours.
Holly was early on. She did guess.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep. That's fine.
That's great.
Amanda, Amber, and Holly. Thank you. That's totally, we are all about being ethical and transparent and women of our word.
So does anyone else have any questions? If you guys have anything we haven't answered that you really want us to answer, go ahead and stick it in the chat. If we totally miss it, just email it to us and we'll get back to you. A lot of it, of course, is in our course, but
yeah. Other questions? Let me look through and see the ones I asked earlier. Oh, any tips on getting someone to take a risk when you're new? Carly, you answered that one really well.
I think we need to ask Beth Ann, to be honest, because she took a risk on me when I was new. And so.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. So, here, actually, this is another awesome benefit, you guys, to being part of Carly and Victoria's course and community. Because one of the reasons, Carly, I took a risk on you is because you were coming as a personal recommendation, essentially, like from Ellen. Not that I kind of pulled it out of Ellen because she's quite
It's a good story.
You know, it like came about that, oh, hey, she had, you know, an awesome sister-in-law who was looking for VA work. And I was like, And so I knew then when I finally asked her, she's like, yes, Carly's amazing. And and she's, you know, talking about the skills you have and your character. And I'm thinking, yeah, this might work. And so the other thing too about taking a chance on someone when you're new, I mean, I like hop on the phone or I Google Hangout with anybody that I am considering. You get a great sense for who someone is as a person when you do that. So you guys, you know, just let your fabulous selves shine. And yeah, like Carly and Victoria said, talk up your character, how committed you are, how hardworking you are. I will take a hardworking person with character any day over someone who's like, oh yeah, I've done graphic design for 20 years, blah, blah. And they're like just a pain to work with. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really care how long you've done your thing. Are you, you know, are you great to work with? And are you teachable too? Because sometimes those people who've done something forever, they won't accept if I need something a different way. So
yeah. And that's actually something we actually talk about in the course, because Victoria and I learned that you have to be able to take some criticism and some feedback, and you have to have be able to have your client tell you, look, that's not what I was looking for. You know, you need to do that again. And we talk a lot about how to handle Beth laughing, how to handle that relationship.
It's hard. That is the thing. That you also need them to like give you lots of hugs. It's hard. Because yes, I have done that to them many times. Like, I'm a super nitpicky person and have like very specific visions for things sometimes. So I will make them edit things like a lot. And of course, yeah, that can be demoralizing. So you need these ladies to give you a hug if you have a hug.
And that's a good point though, is we show, like in our course, we talk about the difference between what is like you getting helpful criticism or what is you getting helpful critiques. And then we talk about the difference of, oh, how would you know if you're working for a client who's like criticizing you or who's super negative, or even kind of warning signs of, oh, this does not look like a good opportunity. So I think if you're new, those things might be kind of crazy, like to pick out, especially if you're just wanting a job, but we kind of guide you through that so you don't have to make those early mistakes we did.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great point, Victoria, because I'm sure there's so many business owners that are just a nightmare to work for. And and
you don't know starting out, like unless you kind of know warning signs, you have no idea.
Right.
You know.
And two, another thing I was going to say, Victoria, you may be embarrassed for me to say this, but Victoria called me out one time when she was like, hey, Beth Ann, like when you said this to me, here's how I felt. And it made me realize, like, no, but that was really, I mean, I think that's a skill.
Yeah, reflective listening. I'm working on it.
Yes, because, and the way, but here's the thing too. You said it in a way that was very productive and moved our working relationship forward. And it wasn't in a way that would, you know, irritate the business owner or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
thank you. Yeah. And we teach that in the course. I need to show you that lesson. We don't say your name by like name. That's like that kind of model is exactly in the course. Like, here's how you could kind of approach if you maybe have a problem and try to be like respectful. No, I totally agree. Doesn't embarrass me at all. I do totally agree. It's so funny. Someone else wondered while we were talking about like taking a chance on someone new. I saw this note from earlier. She wanted to know, where did it go? Basically, it was like creating a resume. Oh, Sandra wanted to know, how should my resume look? What should be included? In the course, one of Carly's awesome worksheets, she puts together literal examples. Some of it is our own. We've gotten some other people who are working as VAs currently. We asked them, hey, can I steal, you know, what your flyer, like your Facebook page? Can I show people how you're presenting yourself to clients? They said yes, which is super nice. So we have that for you in the course. We kind of, one of our lessons is all about how to present yourself to a client. And we also include real life examples of people doing that. And of course, the group is another great place to put up something like that. Like, here's a landing page, here's a little flyer I made, here's an email I want to send out. Right. What do you guys think about it? And we always, you know, jump to answer those as much as we can.
And the other ladies in the group are amazing because they'll nitpick something and say like, this isn't spaced right, or this isn't spelled right. It's awesome. They do a good job of kind of saying, hey, fix this. And that's the thing, because as a VA, you're presenting yourself online and not in person. You can't give a handshake, right? You can't give a warm hug or whatever. So, so you've got to find a way to present yourself, you know.
Right.
in a professional way. So
yeah, absolutely.
awesome.
So many good questions.
I know. All right, ladies. Well, if we want to honor your time, you know, you've got families, we've got families. Beth Ann has a little baby. It's so cute. So we're going to let you guys go. But we really, really want you guys to know that if you have a question that came up after this webinar, or if, you know, if you're watching a replay, we are going to send out a replay. So if you missed some of it, we're going to send you an email that has the replay link. After you watch this, if you just have a question, you're unsure about the course or something, just email us and we're totally here for you. We're pretty quick on emails, huh, Victoria?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much. We try to be speedy.
Oh, and you guys got me that super responsive badge on Facebook. I was so pumped for that. I remember like on Facebook messages when that came out like a year ago, I was so annoyed because I was like, I'm never going to be super responsive. And then I hired these awesome ladies. Like on
it was really good the other day. It was like a couple minutes. I was like, wow, we are killing it. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Beth Ann, so much for hosting us and for, you know, introducing us to all your brilliant business moms. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Beth Ann. And this is a good note to end on. Jessica is saying, I'm soon to be a mom of 2 facing a 1 income life. This gives me hope. That is awesome. Thank you, Jessica, for that. We hope it does, because this is really, that's what it's all about, is kind of making our families hopeful, you know, making the future a little brighter. Thank you, Beth Ann, for letting us share this again with your audience. Thank you for kind of letting Carly and I give our families hope and make this way for us. And we're so excited now we can show other people how to do that too. And Jessica, yeah, absolutely. This will be a great solution for someone in your position. There's lots of work, and even taking what you've learned tonight, you can certainly start as a VA. And if you want that extra help, I think our course is a really great resource.
Yeah, thank you, ladies. This was amazing. And everyone was so excited to learn from you. So this has been great.
Awesome. Thank you, Beth Ann.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye.